Today we'll study relationship between coefficient of correlation and regression coefficients for simple linear regression using least square method, and we'll prove this result. Now suppose we have a data set of n observations and we have two variables, response variable y and predictor variable x. Now if we find mean of y, then mean of y is given by summation yi by n, and mean of x will be given by summation xi by n. Now if we plot these points and we draw lines on x bar and y bar, these two lines, they'll divide this entire plane in 4 quadrants, say 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now if we consider deviations of each variable, then we have xi minus x bar and yi minus y bar. And if we look at the quadrant, in the first quadrant, if we take any point, now this point, it is above y bar. So this yi minus y bar will be positive. And if we consider its deviation from x, xi minus x bar will also be positive. And their product, which is xi minus x bar into yi minus y bar will also be positive. So in the first quadrant, this product will be positive. Now in the second quadrant, if we take any point, then this y minus y bar will be positive. But if we consider x minus x bar in this case will be negative. So this value will be minus. So in second quadrant, this product will be negative. Now if we consider this third quadrant, in this third quadrant, this is below y and it is on the left of x bar. So both of them, they'll be negative. So this is negative and this is negative, and therefore their product is positive. So in the third quadrant also, this product xi minus x bar into yi minus y bar will be positive. And if we consider this fourth quadrant, in this quadrant, this xi minus x bar will be positive, but yi minus y bar will be negative. So this is positive and this is negative. So this value will be negative. So if we consider this product xi minus x bar into yi minus y bar will be positive in first and third quadrant and will be negative in second and fourth quadrant. Now this product xi minus x bar into yi minus y bar, which is product of deviations of x and y, this product, it captures linear relationship between x and y. Now if this linear relationship is positive, then most of the points, they'll be in first and third quadrant. And if this linear relationship is negative, then most of the points, they'll be in second and fourth quadrant. Covariance of x and y, it is defined as this summation I varies from 1 to n xi minus x bar into yi minus y bar upon n for population, and for sample will be n minus 1. So if covariance is positive, then there is a positive linear relationship between x and y. And if this covariance is negative, then there is negative linear relationship between x and y. Now problem with covariance is it only gives us direction of their linear relationship, whether it is positive or negative. It doesn't tell us the strength of this relationship, whether this linear relationship is strong or it is weak. And for that, what we do is we calculate covariance for standardized variable and we call it correlation coefficient. So what we'll do is, rather than taking variables as x and y, we'll define these variables zx as xi minus x bar upon sigma x and zy as yi minus y bar upon sigma y. Now if we define covariance for these standardized variables, we call it correlation and we write it as correlation of x and y, and this correlation will be given by this summation I varies from 1 to n, and then here will be xi minus x bar upon sigma x into yi minus y bar upon sigma y whole divided by n, which is this summation I varies from 1 to n xi minus x bar into yi minus y bar whole divided by n into sigma x sigma y. Now this is nothing but this is covariance of xy. So we can write this as covariance of xy upon sigma x sigma y, and we'll write this correlation coefficient as rho. So this rho will be covariance of xy upon sigma x sigma y. Now we have this rho, which is coefficient of correlation. Now this coefficient of correlation, it not only tells us direction of linear relationship, it also tells us strength of linear relationship. Now this value of rho, it lies between -1 and +1. Now if rho is 1, that means direction is positive and they are strongly positively correlated. And if rho is -1, then there is a strong negative linear correlation between the coefficients. Now if coefficient of correlation is 0, what does that imply? Does that imply there is no relationship between x and y? No. Coefficient of correlation, it doesn't test relationship between x and y. Coefficient of correlation, it simply tests linear relationship between x and y. So if we say rho is 0, it simply means that there is no linear relationship between x and y. These x and y, they may be related, but they do not have a linear relationship. Say for example, if we take this data set of response variable and predictor variable, then in that case, if we find coefficient of correlation of x and y, this coefficient of correlation is 0. But if we draw the graph of x and y, then we see this graph will be a parabolic graph opening downwards, which is y equals 50 minus x square. So in this case, these two variables x and y, they are definitely related. Y equals 50 minus x square, but they are not linearly related. So when coefficient of correlation is 0, it simply means that they are not linearly related. They may have other functional relationship. Now here we'll prove relationship between coefficient of correlation and regression coefficient in simple linear regression. So what we'll do is we'll consider a simple population response function which is given by yi, and it is equal to beta naught plus beta 1 xi plus ei, which is this error. Now we'll estimate these two parameters beta naught and beta 1 using method of least square in case of classical model of simple linear regression. Now in least square method, what we do is we estimate these parameters beta naught and beta 1 by minimizing squares of this error ei. So suppose we have some function s, which is a function of beta naught and beta 1, and it is this summation ei square, and it will be given by this summation yi minus beta naught minus beta 1 xi whole square. Now in method of least squares, we wish to minimize this sum of squares of vertical distances or sum of squares of these errors. So we need to minimize this function. So for that, what we'll do is we'll differentiate this function partially with respect to beta naught. So we'll write delta s upon delta beta naught will be this summation, and here will be 2 times yi minus beta naught minus beta 1 xi, and then derivative of this function with respect to beta naught will be simply -1, and we'll put it equals to 0. Now suppose the minimum value of this function, it occurs at beta naught cap and beta 1 cap. So from here we can write this summation yi minus beta naught cap minus beta 1 cap xi, it must be equal to 0. Now we can write this as this summation yi minus summation beta naught minus, we can take beta 1 cap common, and then it'll be this summation xi will be equal to 0. Now summation yi, it is nothing but it is n into y bar minus, now beta naught, since it is constant, we can write this as n into beta naught minus, this is beta 1, and summation x is simply n into x bar, and it will be equal to 0. So we can take this n common. So from here we can say this beta naught cap will be y bar minus beta 1 cap into x bar, and this is our first equation. Now we differentiate this function with respect to beta 1. So we can write del s upon del beta 1 will be this summation, and then again first we'll differentiate this power, will be 2 times yi minus beta naught minus beta 1 xi into derivative of minus beta 1 xi will be minus xi, and it will be equal to 0, and our parameters are beta naught cap and beta 1 cap. So we can actually write this as this summation yi minus beta naught cap minus beta 1 cap xi into xi, and it will be equal to 0. Now what we'll also do is we'll put the value of beta naught as y bar minus beta 1 cap x bar. So we'll actually write this as this summation yi minus, now beta naught bar is y bar minus beta 1 cap x bar. So it'll be minus y bar, and then minus minus plus will be beta 1 cap x bar minus beta 1 cap xi into xi will be equal to 0. Now we can write this as this summation xi yi minus y bar xi plus beta 1 cap x bar xi minus beta 1 cap xi square, and it will be equal to 0. Now we can write this as this summation xi yi minus this y bar summation xi plus beta 1 cap x bar into summation xi minus beta 1 cap summation xi square, and it will be equal to 0. Now this is summation xi yi minus, this is y bar, and summation xi is n into x bar plus, now this is beta 1 cap x bar, and this is n x bar minus, and here it will be beta 1 cap summation xi square, and it will be equal to 0. Now from this we can write beta 1 cap. So this beta 1 cap will be this summation xi yi minus n x bar y bar upon summation xi square minus n into x bar square. Now if we recall, covariance of xy, covariance is given by this summation xi minus x bar into yi minus y bar whole divided by n. Now this is this summation xi yi minus x bar into summation yi minus y bar into summation xi, and then plus summation x bar y bar whole divided by n. So it will be this summation xi yi minus, now summation yi is n y bar, so it will be minus n x bar y bar, and summation xi is n x bar, so it will be minus n x bar y bar, and plus summation x bar y bar is n times x bar y bar, so it will cancel whole divided by n. So this numerator we can write this as n into covariance of xy. So this beta 1 cap will be n into covariance of xy. Now in the denominator, we can write this as this summation xi square. If we take n common, we can write this as xi square by n minus x bar square. Now this n and n will cancel. Now this is nothing but this is variance of x. So this beta 1 cap, it is nothing but it is covariance of xy upon sigma x square. So this beta 1 cap, it is covariance of xy upon sigma x square. Now what we'll do is we'll multiply and divide it with sigma y. So we can write this as covariance of xy upon sigma x sigma y into sigma y upon sigma x, and this is nothing but this is coefficient of correlation. So we can write beta 1 cap will be rho into sigma y upon sigma x. So now we have estimated beta 1, and from beta 1 we can calculate beta naught cap, and which is y cap minus beta 1 cap x bar. So this is how we estimate parameters using least square method, and this is the relationship between coefficient of correlation and regression coefficient in classical simple linear regression model.
Hello and welcome to the world of mathematics. I present my website www.mathsmarizing.com and my YouTube channel Mathsmarizing for your kind perusal. If you like them and are inspired by the possibilities, then consider subscribing and sharing it with someone you know who might benefit from it. Thank you.